I worked at a coffee shop when it was one of those coffee shops where you would always have to ask someone's name after their order. And if somebody would come in a lot, I would always try to make a point of remembering their name. So I'd have little tricks. Like if somebody came in and told me, oh, my name's Jolene, I'd say oh, okay, like the Dolly Parton song, all right. Or if someone's like, hey, my name's George, I'm like, all right, like George Clooney, okay. But I also worked in a coffee shop in the heart of downtown, where a good chunk of our clientele were people that were homeless, that were mentally ill. So one day I was there and I called this woman over, I'm like, hey, what can I get for you? And she steps up and she's like, my ex took my kids and won't give them back. Which, if you've ever been in a coffee shop before, you'll know that's not on the menu. So I'm trying to get this woman's order, but she wants to tell me her life story. But the weird thing is, she's trying to order and tell me her life story at the same time. She's like, all right, so the caramel macchiato, what size is that coming? So yeah, I got pregnant in high school, and then after that, I just had to drop out. So does it come in medium? Is it a hot drink? Is it a cold drink? What is that? So after high school, the mess started, and that's when my husband decided that it was not a good idea for me to have kids. Is that how much does that cost? So I finally get this woman's order, and I have to ask her okay, what's your name? And she says, my name is Amber. And it just came out of my mouth. I was just like, oh, Amber, like the alert. Which is not a good thing to say to a woman who just told you her kids were taken away. Alright, that was cool. I used to live in Lethbridge, and in Lethbridge there are it's a pretty big Mormon population. So Mormons would come to my door pretty often. So I would because I was when I was younger, I was that arrogant atheist kid. So I was I'm gonna argue with the Mormons when they come to the door. So I'd let them in and we'd talk and we'd argue about stuff. And because they were because you would talk to them, they would come back, and they kept coming back to talk to me, and I kept arguing with them, and then one day, they stopped coming back. And I thought, yeah, I won. I beat the Mormons. And then one day I realized I didn't beat the Mormons. They didn't want me in heaven. They just had a meeting and they're like, this is not going to be fun if this guy's here, I think. All right, I'll leave you guys with this. I think dudes need to stop standing up to pee. And I know whoever's clapping is a woman right now. I don't think there's any reason for dudes to still be standing up to pee. It's cool, that's a fun little magic trick, but there's no reason to stand up to pee anymore, because first of all, when you sit down, it's cleaner. More importantly, when you sit down to pee, it gives you somewhere to go. If you ever been in a urinal and it starts turning into something else, you're oh shit. You have to pinch the end of it, and then pivot your way over to a stall, and turn around and hover your way down. But the most important reason, the reason why you should absolutely always sit down to pee, is that if a murderer breaks into your bathroom, you are no longer facing the wall. You have a split second to react. And the reason I know this is because every dude I've ever murdered has been standing up to pee like an idiot. You guys, that's my time. Thank you very much.